brotherhood language approaching conversation kinetically about fiction. This is Black as Fuck.
Ready to rock?
Ready to roll.
Brotherhood language approaching conversation kinetically about fiction. This is Black as Fuck. My name is Alexander Asafa. To my right or to my left or to my iPhone screen, we got the one and only coming from the not secret but secret location, better known as Black AF headquarters. Give it up for the guy with the B on his hat. It's got his first initial, y'all. Is that for Brooklyn? Is that for Bankhead? I don't know what it is. Give it up for B Wizzle. Everybody give it up for B Wizzle. B Wizzle. B Wizzle. Snaps. 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 Gia. Gia. Just went 90s West Coast and you niggas.
The B stand for bitches. You just called your granddaddy bitches. But I didn't mean bitch in a disrespectful way. I'm back.
Motherfucker played 18 seconds of Liquid Crew featuring ODB. And first thing out of his mouth was bitches. You bitches are hoes. What's going on, man? How you doing over there?
Bro, I'm trying to wake up, man. Coffee's supposed to give you energy. This shit straight sap my shit. Like, I'm tired as fuck right now. Like, for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
What type of coffee? This is cannabis coffee? You got an indica in there, nigga?
This shit was called something in Arabic, blah, 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 from a coffee shop around the headquarters and shit. So I rolled through, like, okay, this shit'll be cool. It'll wake me up for this. But now I'm like, nigga, I'm getting lower and lower to the ground as we speak. Like, I'm just getting...
So wait a second. Hold on. It's Arabic, and then you just forgot the name and then said blah, 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 right? You're not calling Arabic language blah, 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 right? That's what you're not
doing. No, I don't remember the name. It said something before Arabic.
Okay. All right. Just making sure we're keeping it PC. You know how niggas are these days. That's all. That's it.
I got Arabic in my blood I could talk about. It's in the contract.
Is that like the slave rule, like a drop equals use a nigga or some shit? Is that
it's in the contract? It's in the contract. If you have it in your blood, you can make fun of whoever you want. It's in the contract. But you have to have it in your blood. Like, I wouldn't make fun of like the gays because I ain't gay, right? You can't get away with that. But I can make fun of some other niggas. Like, I can make fun of light-skinned niggas all day. Like, what they gonna say? You know what I'm saying? Oh, beige ass motherfuckers.
You should make fun of light-skinned people. I make fun of light-skinned people.
That's what they're there for. Light-skinned niggas are there to be made fun of. Case in point, Exhibit A, I'll be sure.
Oh,
Exhibit
boy.
B, Christopher Williams.
Oh, God. I know where this is going.
Exhibit C, Drake. Light-skinned dudes was put on this planet for other niggas to make fun of. That's why they're here. That's why they're here. Even Steph Curry, we make fun of him too. I know he putting up like 35 a game last season and shit. He was killing niggas, but he was doing that shimmy shit every time he hit a shot. See? That's why we had to make fun of.
That was a celebration originated by Mark Jackson, another light-skinned nigga. That's all.
Well, you understand. There's a pattern here. I.e., we are allowed to make fun of light-skinned niggas for being light-skinned.
It's funny. It's funny how you, of all the light-skinned people you mentioned, you still didn't mention Prince.
That's because ain't nobody talking about no Prince on my watch. Prince is the greatest artist ever to ever live, ever.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear it. You can make fun of Common before you make fun of Prince, brother. Don't go there. All right? Okay.
So Prince is a king of light-skinned niggas? Is that what you saying?
Prince is off limits, bro. No talking about Prince. You can make fun of Morris Day. You can make fun of all them other niggas. But don't Shalimar, I don't care, but don't make fun of Prince. Prince is the greatest entertainer, musician of all time. Ever. Ever.
It's funny because there was a hint of Charlie Murphy in there as you started talking. I heard it just like a little bit. Bitches love smiley faces. I heard a little bit of it. I heard a little bit.
Maybe, maybe.
But
I'm tired though, Joe. Like for real, I'm tired as fuck. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to edit a lot of this shit, nigga, because I may start snoring like in the middle of the shit, and it's not because you boring, because clearly you're not. You're funny. I think you're funny. 6 out of the 7 niggas that listen to us think you're funny. It's just I'm so tired. This coffee didn't do shit, bro.
I'm glad we got off to a great start. Let's get to it then. I don't want you sleeping on the job.
I'm being rude. How was your weekend?
Productive. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that.
Great. Still sidestepping COVID, huh? Still sidestepping COVID?
Absolutely.
You missed me, bitch.
You just keep yourself away from humans and everything will be fine. I truly believe that. I did get to see, and I wasn't planning on it, but I'm glad I did. The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad. I like kind of like the Ohio State as opposed to the U type of thing. You know what I mean? You peeped it, right?
Yeah, and I'm also peeping that your connection is a little slow.
Is it?
Yeah. That's what post is for. Get out all the bullshit.
They might have to get the whole they might have to get the whole director's cut on this one.
Nigga, I know you've been posting director's cut shit. I'm talking about farting. And next thing you know, I see this shit on the internet. Don't you ever let niggas know what I feel about farting in real time. What the fuck? Damn. Can't say nothing in confidence with you. Goddamn reality TV ass niggas.
It was a fart. What the fuck are you talking about? It was a fart. Oh, that was funny. That's funny. Look, someone about to take the spot I'm looking for. All right. Well, while I'm looking for parking and service,
sound good right there.
I bet I do. Too bad that spine ain't with me. I gotta keep my eyes on the road though, don't I, Skinny? Yes, sir. All right. But that shit was funny. That fart shit was hilarious, bro. I mean, come on, man. You lucky I didn't post the other shit. I was like, wait, I should probably ask. And I was like, you know what? If I gotta ask, I probably shouldn't post it. Oh man.
You forget I know where you stay.
You kind of know where I stay. Because I kind of stay there. Oh man. All right. Full on, like, just completely digress there. Let's go from here. All right. Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, the Wizzle. What you take in the movie, man? You're the aficionado of the two of us. I got my opinion of movies, man. Movies.
I was about to be like, I'm not the aficionado of anything DC other than Batman. I did enjoy the movie. I kind of felt like they were trying to do their best rendition of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I mean, it was enjoyable. It was good. It was good. I like it. I won't watch it ever again in life, but it was good.
You never watching it again?
I mean, it was all right. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, you know what I mean? Dun, dun, dun. But it wasn't amazing.
I thought it was just hilarious how they completely disregarded the first movie. Like, that was hilarious to me. It was like that shit never happened. Like, Amanda Waller didn't happen. Harley didn't happen. Like, this is the first time the whole gang's getting together. That shit was funny to me.
They made no mention of the worst Joker in the history of Jokers either.
None at all. Well, kinda. We're giving out spoilers. If y'all ain't seen it by now, who gives a fuck? It's the Suicide Squad. But remember when she popped old boy and she was talking about she has a bad history of like choosing like bad men or some shit like that.
Yeah, but that's just general Harley Quinn history. That she didn't make specific reference to drag
It was
queen
definitely
Joker. She
innuendo.
didn't make reference to drag queen Joker.
That's what you call him? That's his nickname?
Dude,
Drag
he looked like a drag queen playing Joker, which I mean his costume was great if that's what he was going for. But he was definitely not a Joker that I like. Not at all.
Yeah, to your point about the Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean that's the James Gunn. I think that's why he chose this one. Because he was like, I can get my Guardians on with this one, which is what he did. It lulled at certain times, and I probably felt that even more because I was high. But it was like as soon as I said that in my head, I ain't gonna lie, the titties showed up. Like the titties came running across the screen. You know what scene I'm talking about too, with the dress and the top. Can I say titties or no? If I just pissed off like millions of people? Wait, that's impossible because we don't have.
You pissed off 4 out of 7 people.
Titties, titties, titties.
And that was 5 out of 7 people you pissed off.
Can he go for 7?
You've reached the titty threshold, sir. No more titties in this show, please. We got shit to talk about, and you talk about titties.
Titties. A shout out to Aiden for giving me the cadence on that. I'm not gonna say what he said because it's fucking Aiden. But anyway. You had to be there. It was surprisingly good, all jokes aside. Great story. I thought it was well executed. I knew as soon as those dudes pulled up on the beach, I said, oh, everybody's about to die. And then sure enough, yes, sir. Nathan Fillion, or Nate, whatever his name is, it seems like he plays like every white bit DC character ever to me. Like they always find a way to get him to play that guy. But it was no like curve or like disclaimer, just as a movie, an action flick, good story, or not great story, but decent story to follow. I was with it. I was with the shits. I gave it an honest, solid 8 out of 10. To be honest with you, as a movie, as an action movie. But it was really good. It was really good. What was your final grade on that?
79 out of 100. So a point under yours.
Yeah, that's the part I was about to ask. Is this like a competition to not have the same score, so you want to go one less because you didn't want to make it better?
Here's the thing. I wasn't planning on watching the movie in the first place, but both you and my Mexican counterpart, Pedro, as some people know him, Pistol Pete, as other people know him. The fat one is I know.
Good God, Fisher.
Okay. He's got a lot of names. So he texts me out the blue, like, man, have you seen the Suicide Squad yet? And I'm like, nah. He was like, man, this shit is the funniest DC shit ever. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, yeah, but the bar is so fucking low with DC movies. I can like, I'm funny in them DC movies, and I'm not a funny person. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, whatever, But then, Friday rolled around. Let's see what this shit is about. So yeah, I give it a 79. But I like individual people in the movie. Like the movie as a whole is a 79, but I thought John Cena was fucking amazing. That dude was great. John Cena was fucking funny as fuck. Idris Elba, he's always gonna come in, and whenever I see him, I don't care what role he plays, he just reminds me of Stringer Bell. He's always gonna be Stringer Bell. Stringer Bell is my favorite character he's ever done. So he's Stringer Bell with superpowers in this one. But Homeboy with the polka dots, they could have left him out. He was kind of annoying. I felt like he could have took out the starfish by himself if he wasn't fucking around.
I was one of my favorites actually.
The weasel was funny because he came back at the end.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I like Homeboy, Flag, the one who plays Flag. I like him in other things. So, I watch him. And of course, Harley Quinn is Harley Quinn. I think she does better in other roles than Harley Quinn. I'm not really a fan of her as Harley Quinn as much as I am in other things that I've seen her in, if that makes sense. So it's not that she's bad at Harley Quinn. It's just that other stuff I've seen her in, I like her better. So, I mean, she's solid. Margot Robbie, right? That's her name. Robbie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like I said, the individual folks in the movie, I really liked them. The movie as a whole is 79.
There you have it, folks. That's the Black AF official grade on Suicide. You should watch it. The Suicide Squad is worth one showing on HBO Max. You shouldn't go to the theater though. I wouldn't do that.
Not with Delta out there. Stay your ass in the house.
Humans. Let's keep it pushing. We got to give her flowers because she's out here killing the game like she has been for what, almost 30 years now. According to Deadline, Angela Bassett, and this happened last week, will become the highest paid Black actress on television, following the rating success and 5th season renewal of her Fox show 911. Check the numbers. She'll be making upwards of $450,000 an episode. B-Wizzle. For various and multiple reasons, I think we are both Angela Bassett fans. There's clearly some innuendo there. What's your favorite Angela Bassett position? Movie.
What's love got to do with it? Waiting to exhale. I like her in anything I see her in, actually. I mean, she's one of those people, when she's on screen, she's going to deliver that shit. You know what I'm saying? She MJ in the fourth quarter. She's going to kill it. I don't think there's anything I've ever seen her in when I didn't like her. She was in Vampire in Brooklyn, which that movie
was she?
Yeah, that movie was frosted ass, but Angela Bassett was great,
I don't even remember her in that movie.
Yeah, she was the dude that Eddie was going after. The dude. She was the woman that Eddie was going after.
I remember Kadeem Hardison and I remember Eddie, and literally that's it.
I don't remember a movie I've seen Angela in that I didn't like her. She's in this new shit that I haven't watched yet called Gunpowder Milkshake, which I've been meaning to watch. But yeah, she's one of my favorite. You know how people, certain circles will be like, oh, Meryl Streep is like the greatest female greatest actress of all time. I hold Angela Bassett up there, with her easily. I mean, everything I've seen her in, she was great. But the ones that stick out, how Stella got her groove back. I know she was in a lot of chick flicks per se, but she was great in them fucking things. Like she was the character in all these chick flicks that I would never admit to seeing, but I've seen them. But I wouldn't admit to it, but I'm admitting to it. She's what held it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm not a fan of chick flicks, but Angela gonna come in and do her fucking thing. Yeah, I've never seen her in anything I didn't like. No, she's great.
Yeah,
Malcolm X. She was Betty Shabazz. Yeah, she was good in that shit. Strange Days. I'm trying to. It's coming back to me now.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, but she wasn't. She didn't have a big part in that. But yeah, she was good in that. She was Biggie's mama.
She was Black Panther's mama.
She was Black Panther's mama. She was also in Panther. So, she's yeah. If she doesn't already have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, she should. If she is not considered one of the best actors to ever do it, she should be. Easily. She's been doing it too long to not be out up there with a Meryl Streep or, however they grade these other people.
I think you know, I would put her next to Meryl Streep for sure, like pound for pound. There, goes back to what we've been talking about for years, decades, generations, just a lack of opportunity. Um, Meryl Streep has had, especially in her older years, um, numerous movies that she was a focal point. Her characters were the focal point. It's not many roles like that for a black woman like Angela Bassett, unfortunately. But needless to say, like if this was on some hoop shit, like I'm taking Angela, she can hold her own, that's for sure. Um, I'm glad to see she's getting her bread on this show. I didn't know the show was doing that well. That's amazing. Once you get past season 4, that's some good money right there. So congratulations on that. She will be in Black Panther 2. So we will be looking forward to that. Well, most of us. I still got to get my head wrapped around, but I'm gonna see it at some point. I just don't know when. But it's Angela Bassett. So, like you said, we can expect a quality performance. Let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it rocking. All right. On to some, I guess this is old school now. We got some Avatar news. First up, the tabletop role-playing game set within the universe of Avatar: The Last Airbender smashed its 50K Kickstarter goal in a surprisingly short period of time. When they say short period of time, B-Walt, they met their goal literally in 16 minutes on Kickstarter. And now it sits well over at $1 million for this board game, tabletop game. It's developed by Magpie. It's licensed by Tabletop RPG. It blends both Avatar as well as its universal counterpart, The Legend of Korra. It's designed from the ground up. The game will introduce a variety of unique characters, character creation tools, stories, combat mechanics that will take full advantage of the game's setting. B-Walt, your thoughts on the first part of this Avatar situation? Because we got some other stuff after this. You gonna play this game? You with the shits on this one or not? What's going on?
I ain't playing no tabletop shit, man.
Okay.
Only shit I play on tabletop is chess, my man. I ain't playing no fucking tabletop Avatar shit.
Okay, hold on. You play chess, B? And I'm just now hearing about this? What's that about?
Contrary to popular belief, I'm incredibly intelligent, crafty, and good at chess. Yes. You know what I'm saying? The King's Gambit, they should be coming out with a movie about me next. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, man. I ain't playing no Avatar tabletop game, man. I want them to come out with a next-gen Avatar RPG where you get to level Aang up and shit like that. Or you get to play as some of the other major characters, and I don't care about no tabletop shit. I'm sorry. No. I never played Dungeons and Dragons. It's just not my shit. I'm not in it.
Shelbyville. I'm with you. Congrats to the creators of the game. I'm a huge Avatar fan. I'm a huge Korra fan. I think they're both beautiful and terrific in their own right. I will not be playing this. I will continue to play chess while B-Walt just talk shit from the sideline, I guess. Let's get on to the next part of this Avatar situation.
First of all, Home Skillet, don't think that you're gonna trigger me into saying some shit that you think I'm gonna say. Because I'm not worried about.
So what are you saying right now?
I am not worried about what you think you could do on the chessboard. As I recall, as I recall, me and you had a little bit of a battle going that you refused to jump into. So I ain't even worried about you in the chess game. You can't even get your words right to come at me, homie. You know
what are you speaking about?
We was
What are you
spitting
talking about?
16s. We was spitting 16s back and forth, and then all of a sudden, nigga just stopped. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about you playing chess. You can't even get your words together, homie. Don't even come with me with that shit, Joe. I ain't
We
worried
can
about
freestyle right now. What you want to do, fam?
we
What you want
we
to
ain't finna do none of that because you're gonna steal some West Coast nigga who ain't nobody ever heard before. You're gonna steal his shit. So no, we're not finna do that. But what I'm saying is, I ain't worried about you playing chess, homie. I ain't worried. Guess
do? You
why I'm
talking
not
shit in
worried?
circles, bro. You talking shit in circles
Guess
right
why
now.
I'm not worried, dog?
Cause you ain't with it. You ain't
Oh,
freestyling.
come on, man. Calm down, Joe. This
You
ain't the place for that. You don't even want me to come at you with
you
that, Joe.
brought you brought it
You
to
don't even want me
you
to come
added
at
it
you
to
with that,
places.
son. No, son. Hey, you know how the hip hop niggas, they just get louder and louder when they mad.
Making
They say
gestures
son,
like
but
it's gonna come
nah,
and shit.
son. Nah, son. Son. Anyway,
That
yeah,
was
going on.
that was part of the Black AF initiation. Can you freestyle? Yes. Do you play chess? Yes. You're in. All right.
No, but they had to prove it. Let's be real. Niggas had to play the original Super Mario Brothers and skip all the way to the last board within 3 stages. If you couldn't do it, you wasn't in the group.
What's the most niggerish shit you done with the Nintendo? I beat Contra the first day, my nigga. Come see the secretary. She gonna take care of it from there. She got some paperwork for you.
What's the code to get to Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
What's that shit like? 097216 some shit. I ain't even gonna try that.
Did you just say 7679309? Remember that?
8675309. That actually might come up later, actually. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. Niggas is funny. Freestyling and playing chess and shit. Moving on. Method Man will be launching his own comic book series as an NFT, according to RollingStones.com. He has announced the launch of Tikal World, a comic series that will be made for sale very soon. Doesn't have a date as of yet. The first installment in Meth's anthology series is titled Part 1, The Origin, and features original characters, animations, and artwork, as well as apparel and unreleased music. It probably's got that one track off the season 1 of Wu-Tang that we couldn't find nowhere.
Or that one track off of that video game they had back in the day that can't nobody find. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
The one when you guy was actually chopping it. He was killing that shit.
But that's the thing. It's on You Guys' album, and I know that because I had
I would never know that. You know why? Because I wasn't feeling eyes dusty red, butt naked with my dick out. So I mean,
butt naked with my dick out, nigga. That shit is double retarded. Butt naked with my dick out, double retarded, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Butt naked, right? I'm butt naked, B. But I also have my dick out.
How could you be butt naked without your dick out? That's the real question. What were you doing, you God, before you decided, hey, my dick ain't out. I gotta take it out. What was you doing?
How did RZA not stop the track though? How did RZA be like, not just, hey, you know what? You gotta do that over, son. That ain't bong. Do it again. Like, nigga, like butt naked with my dick out. That's on the group album too. You know them niggas is talking shit. You know they talking shit. They still give him shit about that one. Look at butt naked with his dick out over here.
Like that shit not even hot, son. I mean, it wasn't hot in '97, son.
Oh man.
So
the
remind me of NFT. That's the shit where it's like you create a very small amount of them and then they're worth a whole shit ton of money because of the fact that there's only a very small amount of whatever item it is, right? Ain't that what NFT is?
That is very good. Yes.
I was really mad about that before, right?
You were, yeah. It stands for. Tell them why you mad, son. A nigga mad at NFTs. NFT?
Nigga, how the fuck you gonna say, oh, I'm coming out with this dope ass comic book, but it's gonna be a limited supply of these bitches? Method Man got millions of fucking fans that will buy this shit regardless. If it's about a price point that they trying to hit, like, it doesn't make any sense. I ain't with that shit, Joe. I love Method Man. He top 5 rappers of all time, in my opinion, man. But you can't come out with some shit like that and other people can't get their hands on it. Like that one album that they created that's considered NFT, and that douchebag farmer bro got it. That nigga don't deserve no hip hop music. He killing people, but he get that album, and the rest of us can't get that album. The rest of us who heard Eyes Blood Red, butt naked with my dick out, we don't deserve to get that album, but Martin Shkreli can get that motherfucking album. Fuck that NFT shit, man. Like, that shit pissed me off, Joe. Like, fuck that, man. You know what? We're gonna start a podcast. We're gonna do one episode, and we're gonna NFT that shit. So the seven niggas that listen, y'all gonna have to come up out them pockets to listen to this. That shit is fucking stupid. Fuck that NFT shit, man. Motherfuckers always trying to be special, nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here. That shit whack, man.
You bring up a good point because, you know, I don't. You may know more about NFTs than I do, but it's kind of. I've had a hard time getting my head wrapped around the fact, like, all right, so you saying I can only have a copy of these, but everything is digital now. Art is digital. The music is digital. Like, it ain't nothing to copy a track off of YouTube or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know there's a process that the items have to go through, and you know, it's got to meet some certain checks and balances and stuff like that. But who says I ain't got a USB file like at the headquarters that's got everything backed up? So, you know, that part right there is just interesting to me. But if you want to find out, we'll have that very special podcast on Black Friday. It'll be $30,000 per minute. So you want to jump on early before the price goes up, because clearly B. Walter's about this NFT and his chess shit right now.
That's some bullshit, bro. That's some fucking bullshit. It's like people try so hard to be different from everybody else on some shit. Like, and not different in like in a unique way, different in like, I'm better than you because I got this and you don't, kind of shit. Fuck y'all. Like, fuck NFT. That shit is so fucking stupid. It's so stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember when Jay-Z used to rap about, oh man, I got a 101? Or he would say something like that, like, I got a watch that's a 101. There's only 3 of these types of cars.
Yeah.
But the difference to me there is everybody else got a shot of getting the shit if they got their bread up to get it. But with this NFT, like, fuck that NFT shit, man. With this NFT shit, it's like, I got it. You don't even have a chance to get it. I'm better than you because, like, fuck y'all niggas, man. Fuck that shit, man. Like, that shit really makes me mad, Joe. Like, fuck that shit.
I remember when it made you mad the first time about Twitter.
Niggas out here really trying to be better than everybody else because they got some shit other people can't get. What the fuck does that mean at the end of it? Nigga, man better not do that shit, Joe. Top 5 rapper of all time. He gets better every single fucking verse he does. He gets better. One of my favorite rappers of all time. And I even like him as an actor, which is very rare for me to like rappers that act. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga played a high school kid for 15 years, bro.
Bro. In 187, he had to have been 38, and he was still playing a high school nigga to stab Samuel Jackson.
He was in Boston Public with 2 kids, fam. Like, going up to high school, like in the hallway and shit. I'm like, nigga, you 6'8". I know how tall you are. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, man.
I love Meth. You know, man, Meth was one of my favorite niggas ever. Like on so many fucking levels and shit, man. Boy, if you doing that NFT shit, like, man, because think about all the millions of fans this dude got that's gonna want to be about this shit, that's gonna want to see it, but it's just it's an exclusive.
Well, I know Meth is about his bread right now because he looking at all these young rappers and all the money they getting. Like he's been on record, like, where are they getting this money from? No, for real, like, where are they getting this money from? I want some of this money. So I know that's playing into his thought process with this project. Um, maybe everything is an NFT. I don't know. And those that act like they know but don't really know, NFT stands for non-fungible token. You motherfuckers out there, posers. So we'll see. We'll check it out. Maybe. I don't know, because I ain't
Oh
paying
no,
no
we might
NFT
not be able to
price.
get it. We might not be able
Yeah.
to get it.
Yeah, let me see what else they got. It will include a Killer Bees inspired original artwork that'll be signed by Method Man and New York artist Alex Smetsky, a 3D digital animation telling the origin story of Tikal World, copies of the original artistic renderings of the characters, an unreleased Method Man song, and a gold VIP card for Method Man Athleisure line Tikal Athletics. Athleisure. Okay. Yeah, man. We will see.
I don't know if he realizes this. He probably does. But I remember there was a period when Wu first came out when all the young niggas that was trying to rap was taking Meth's cadence. They was taking his sound effects. They was taking everything that this dude did. He literally, you know how rappers be like, I birthed all these things. He could literally lay claim to that, at least in Chicago. I knew every little rapper ass nigga that was trying to come out after Meth drop was trying to do that. They was trying to do that like that. You know, that everybody was trying to do that Meth shit, Joe. Like, don't do this shit to the people, nigga. Niggas love your shit. Like,
we'll see,
bullshit,
man. And more Wu news. Season 2 on Hulu for the Wu-Tang Clan just dropped. B-Walt, I know you didn't watch the trailer because I know who you is.
Yeah, but I saw season 1, my nigga.
Because I was there. So, yeah, man. How you feel about this? What's your take?
Man, we've been waiting on it. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. I love all the actors that send it too. Like, let's go. Let's get it. I love seeing all these young black actors just getting they man. Let's do it, bro. Like, there's at least shit. I'm not great with names, but there's at least 3 or 4 of them motherfuckers that I've seen in other shit, and I love them anyway. So let's do it. The one that plays RZA, I've seen him in a bunch of shit. I love that kid. He's great. He's been in some shit with Denzel. I love that kid. The other dude, who I believe plays Raekwon, was in Dope, and he did the voice for Miles Morales, the Spider-Man, the cartoon, the anime.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. I love them, dude. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. And Dave East, who plays Meth, he ain't bad. I mean, Dave East ain't really an actor, but he ain't like, I'm not watching his shit going, oh no, this nigga about to rap his lines again. He's actually okay. You know what I'm saying? Commentate notes.
That's funny, nigga. That's funny. The new season will focus on the clan, of course, but their delusion with life in the projects. And Bobby knows that success in the music industry could be their ticket to better lives. But getting the clan members to drop everything for music isn't easy. This time around, Bobby is dedicated to authenticity, and though he knows he can lead his crew through the challenges of the music business, the clan fractures may prove too much to overcome. I like how they talking like we don't know the end of this.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, we were just arguing about a fucking NFT that came. The clan does.
We were just arguing about butt naked with my dick out. How the fuck we get there without knowing the end of this stuff?
The clan is going to be all right. I'm predicting that. They're going to come out with a series of albums and be considered one of the best hip hop groups of all time. I'm predicting.
I honestly wasn't as motivated to watch this as you were. For me, because I've already lived it. I've already read it. I've already studied it. So it's kind of like I'm happy for them because it's a lot of black men getting a lot of young black men getting a lot of opportunity. That's for sure. But like, yeah, I feel like motherfuckers that really weren't on get to understand what they was going through, which is cool. But I know the story, so
We
I
all know
really
the story, but that don't mean
right. You know, for me, it's just like, okay. I mean, I may check it out, but I know how hard I go. Okay, like I have You God's album, right, and I have Master Killer's album, which I will argue with anybody that wants to is probably behind Supreme Clientele the second best album, second generation Wu. That's just my humble opinion. Um, but you know, like I said, like congrats to RZA. He's definitely been a someone I've studied and try to take in and what I do and make decisions that way and move and think that way. So congrats to him and the rest of the Wu, including you, God. Rest in peace, old dirt. And yeah,
I
man,
love the kid that plays ODB in the show too. He's
he's
fucking
he's
amazing. He's excellent.
he's good. He's really fucking good.
He's excellent.
He's really good. But yeah, that'll be on Hulu, I believe, this fall.
I'm pretty sure it's next month, ain't it? September?
Is it next month? Yeah. More music news as we segue and transition. De La Soul finally owns all the rights to their motherfucking masters, according to hypebeast.com. Talib Kweli happily revealed that De La Soul was able to obtain their masters. He took to Instagram to make the announcement, shared it with Maceo himself. Quote, after years of being taken advantage of by the recording industry in the worst possible ways, De La Soul now owns all the rights to their masters and is in full control of the amazing music they have created. Now, we actually talked about this, what was that, episode 3? We talked about this, where they did the Teen Titans episode, and it was like about aliens coming to take De La Soul's music, and then De La Soul had to team up with the Teen Titans to get their shit back. You gonna leave me on an island with it? I mean, if you gonna leave me solo,
I'm trying to remember. I know we discussed it, but I don't remember exactly what episode.
Whoever the director or the executive producer of the Teen Titans is clearly is a De La Soul fan, and wrote them into the script of a kids show to make their metaphorical protest on like, fuck you, Tommy Boy, get these motherfuckers their music back. Because you couldn't find nothing on the streaming apps, correct?
They had some of their later shit on the streaming apps, but the stuff that they are known for, the stuff that
Stakes is high.
Right, all that. You know, De La Soul is dead. Like you didn't see none of that stuff on Spotify.
Right.
Or Tidal or any of that shit. So I'm glad they got it. And they now that they have control over this shit, put the shit out on Spotify.
Apparently, B Walt has a Spotify
CDs
account
again, because I will go to a fucking record shop and find Stakes is High. I lost my Stakes is High. That's one of the most hurtful things that ever happened to me, losing Stakes is High. I lost that album, but I had audio files of the song saved on this. I had the MP3s on this, but the actual disc with the, remember back in the day you had a disc and the little cover art and all that shit was important. I lost that. I'm real upset about that shit. Re-release your shit.
You got a willing customer right here at Black AF, y'all. Congratulations to De La Soul, for real. That's not an easy thing, and that's awesome. It really truly is. Every artist should own their own shit.
Yeah, some conspiracy theorists would argue that's why Prince ain't around no more. That's why Michael Jackson ain't around no more, because they were trying to do that.
I would definitely say that's a part of Prince's story. Mike, I don't necessarily agree with that, but the fuck shit deal that Prince had with Warner Brothers, and just the shitheads that Warner Brothers have proven themselves to be in so many different genres and mediums, doesn't surprise me at all. I think. Are you shocked?
No, not at all. That was sarcasm.
Yeah. Okay. Shocked and appalled, even. Heavens to Murgatroyds, even. Yeah, man. I just I don't want to think about Prince like that because actually I didn't get into Prince until after, unfortunately, he passed. Like, because I was just that much of a stone cold motherfucking Michael Jackson fan. But I got around my pride and started to learn just how much of a genius, how skilled this man was. Talking about Prince. But yeah, this dude had like, and what's making me even more upset, I think the sister and the family, they like selling off pieces of the estate, like they don't give a fuck, like fuck his legacy. It's just like it just don't even matter, man. It just don't even matter. Well, let's move off of this negative scenario and let's talk about some real positive shit. Batman, yeah. B Walt, the Collider.com put a list together of its top 5 Batman the Animated Series episodes. We're not gonna do a top 5 because we do this all the time anyway. Like every time we link up. But when you think of Batman the Animated Series, like what are the episodes that stick out to you? I'll list theirs later, but I want to hear yours now.
I don't have a particular episode that just sticks out for the series. The thing that sticks out about that series for me is the time frame with which I was watching it, right? Like I believe I was a high school kid when the run was going on. And that was one of the cartoons per se that even as a high school kid, it was still cool to watch. It was like, that's Batman. They go like, yeah, we got to get home, get through this traffic, duck the GDs, gangbangs, get to the crib so we can watch this Batman. Niggas will still talk about this shit the next day, on the bus on the way to school or at lunch or whatever else. That's what sticks out to me. It was a fucking cartoon, but that shit was like Batman. So, fuck with that. And the theme song was pretty close to the 89 movie, so it was dope too. But I don't think there was an episode that really stood out. I did like the style of the animation a lot, though. It was very, very kind of slick. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I don't think there's an actual episode that stood out to me like that.
I loved Batman the Animated Series in terms of significance. As far as I see it, it's second behind DuckTales, as in like the most significant, like impactful cartoon. The way they produced it, nobody produced it that way. Niggas was drawing Batman on black paper. No one had done that before. A full orchestra for a 22-minute cartoon plus commercials. No one was doing that before. The voice acting talent, like that was the first time Andrea Romano was like the director as a female, which is a big thing. No one had done that before. Yeah, like that was my shit. And to your point about the animation, Bruce Timm, he's considered one of the main guys behind Batman the Animated Series. There is one cartoon of Superman that I love, and it's the old Tim Fleischer cartoons from back in like the 1940s. The frame animation on those has never been the same on any other Superman cartoon. That was a heavy influence to Bruce Timm's Batman the Animated Series, the one that came out in the 90s. In terms of an episode that sticks out to me, it's actually a 2-parter, Feet of Clay, when they introduced Clayface. And like, because Batman was so grounded, he was so like detective and like, everybody was on some street thug level type shit, crime, things of that nature. Clayface was like the first character or enemy he fought that had like powers in some sort of capacity. And just the way they flipped the whole thing with that was amazing to me. The other one would be the episode about the gray ghost, where in the story, Bruce Wayne as a kid used to look up to this hero that used to come on television called the Gray Ghost. And on some meta shit, Bruce Timm had the OG Batman from the 60s show, Adam West, do the voice for it. So you had old Bruce talking to new Bruce about this new Bruce shit. So those are the two that really stick out to me. I love that series. I think to me, 1996 is the best year for animation across the board. And that's when they started their second run of episodes. You had Batman new episodes, X-Men had new episodes, Spider-Man had new episodes, fucking Earthworm Jim, Freakazoid, Tasmania, DuckTales, Tiny Toons, The Tick. Oh my God, the fucking Tick. Like, this is all 96. This is all killer shit. But I digress. So that's what it is for me. Fuck Superman still, but thank you for those Tim Fleischer cartoons. Let me get to that list real quick. I want to make good on my statement. The first episode they have is Harley and Ivy, which is kind of like an ode to Thelma and Louise. They go on a run, beat up some cops, make some money, shit like that. Another episode is called Almost Got 'Em, the next one, they're number 2. I remember this episode because it was like all the main Rogues Gallery members getting together, playing poker, talking shit about how they almost got Batman.
I remember that episode clearly, yeah.
Yeah, right. So that was cool for that reason. And then let's see. Growing Pains was technically season 3, but this is when the show left Fox and went to WB. And they cut down on that cost and that animation for sure. But this is essentially the one with Clayface's daughter, which was actually a piece of him that he created to go out and be a scout for him and make sure he could move and maneuver and get through the streets. So it was kind of weird and creepy in that way. Let's keep pushing. Over the Edge, which is an episode that features Batgirl. She gets hit by what's my man, the Scarecrow fear toxin. She has this crazy dream that her father betrays Bruce, Batman, and they have to sort of play all this out because she doesn't know what's real and what isn't. And then it ends, but it ends on like some beef shit between Gordon and Brute and Batman. So it's never quite the same. So that was kind of the biggest thing with that one. And then this one I agree with, Heart of Ice, which is the origin story, a retelling of Mr. Freeze's origin story. No one had done Bruce Timm was the first to do Mr. Freeze in this way. Every time up until this point, he had been some campy doctor. He'd been Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Joel Schumacher films, which doesn't exist, but I can't get it out of my fucking memory. And last but not least, this is a bonus one, the Batman Superman movie, World's Finest, when Batman hip tosses that motherfucker into like 7 buildings. One of my favorite moments. So, but yeah, so that's their list from collider.com. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's see what else we got here. GTA. This is all you, B. Walt. GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, are rumored to be in the middle of being remastered and remade, right, which is cool, but in the GTA 5 engine. B. Walt, which ones are you getting?
That's all they need to to get it up to speed with GTA 5 is to give it the engine. You get that. I mean, because the story and all that other shit, the stories are still good. The stories are solid, right? They're period pieces anyway. So like when you get the one with which one was that? Tommy Vercetti? Was that? I forget. GTA 2. That was the 80s in like Florida and the cocaine.
Oh, that's Vice City.
That's
Vice City.
Right.
Yeah.
GTA 3, which is the original one when you actually were third person. That was like what, mid 90s New York is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then San Andreas was like also mid to late 90s LA gang banging and shit like that. So period pieces, they're fine. If you update the engines, and revamp the graphics, that's and the controls and shit, you fine. You know what I'm saying? It's an easy fix. Not easy in the sense the programmers don't have work to do, but easy as far as like people wanting the shit. Like that's an easy sell. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is you're getting all three, is what you're saying.
Easily.
Okay. Right.
Easily.
Right.
Have you tried playing those originals?
No, because I told you I'm scared because every time I play a GTA, I move in 2 weeks. So I'm kind of hesitant. Even though I probably should. Never mind. Anyway, this is brilliant to me. This is efficient money making at its best.
And
like,
it slows down. It slows the need down for 6 to be finished because people are waiting on 6. So you
wait on 6 for 10 years.
Exactly. You give them this one, and it's like, oh, okay, that gives you at least another year and a half, 2 years, 5 years before you got to come out with 6.
Right. Because, because they won't. They're not going to drop one. They're not going to drop them all at the same time. They're going to crumb it out. So they probably just made themselves about 6 years worth of money right now with that announcement. Mm-hmm. Now we got to make it clear it's still a rumor, but the source of the leak, Mac One Bud, he's doubled down on like it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And to his point, he said it's a solid amount of content. It's just it makes too much sense not to happen, especially with the fact that GTA, that engine itself, has held up strongly online for over 10 years, like on 3 different generations of systems.
Didn't Mafia do that, something similar, where they updated everything that came out years ago, and that shit did pretty well?
Mafia started out on PC, so I've always been like distant from that one, but so I can't really say. For sure.
But I feel like the one thing that the GTA folks, Rockstar, has always done with GTA, I mean, you could talk about Red Dead and all that shit, is they create stories that are compelling enough to keep people interested, and they also give you these Easter eggs or jewels or whatever you want to call them, as far as the time periods that they're talking about. Like Vice City had probably the coldest soundtrack ever, man. Like,
oh, bro,
I would get
better than the radio,
bro. I would get it. I had my shit. I DJ whatnot. I had my shit hooked up to the TV. So when I was playing Vice City and I give me a nice little Trans Am shit, I'm cruising. Billy Jean coming on, motherfucker, nigga.
New Edition, like
all that shit. Was New Edition? I don't even remember New Edition was in it, but I remember there was a lot of shit. Cool in the Gang, like it was so much cold shit on there.
Even the Spanish station was banging. Like all that merengue motherfucking shit. Like all of that shit was dope. And then you really felt like you was about to make this like coke deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? The wind hitting your hair and shit, top down. Like,
and they really, as far as Grand Theft Auto was concerned, they really went way over the top and bringing in voice actors. I mean, Ray Liotta, man, Like
Ray Liotta,
Ray Liotta, Samuel L. Jackson.
Sean Penn.
Dude, they had real right. They had real motherfuckers in this shit, right? It was like the closest thing we could get as a gamer to a movie
that was interactive.
An interactive movie that basically touched on an entire period that we grew up through. Like, I mean, the 80s, we was baby super young, but like Grand Theft Auto 3 and then San Andreas, like, nigga, that's, we were living through that stuff. So,
right.
And take that even further in part 5, I think the reason why 5 lasts so long, because 5 is nigga, that's LA. Like, that's Hollywood. Like, I play 5. I don't never play that online bullshit. I'm not really a fan. But I got me and the TRPS niggas and shit. We got us a little gang of shit on Grand Theft Auto 5. And the only reason why I was so into that shit is because the shit looked just like how, like, I mean, of course there's a couple of differences and shit, but we live out here, right? So when I'm going down Hollywood, I'm thinking, I'm on Hollywood Boulevard, the Sunset, I'm thinking GTA 5. And when I'm at the crib playing, I'm like, nigga, this is fucking Hollywood. Like, I love that shit, how closely it resembles the actual areas and shit. And then, I mean, it's kind of like one of those, you can get the evil out in the game. You ain't gonna run up on some nigga in Hollywood, hopefully, but you can do that shit in GTA 5. And we was mashing motherfuckers, Joe. We would get in the game. We wouldn't even be doing missions, nigga. We would just get in the game and just kill motherfuckers. Like, we had this tank that one of the crew members had like just souped up, super strong, and we was just mashing it. It was like, you want to do this heist? Nah, man, we about to kill these motherfuckers right here. Roll up. You're getting all that evil out in the video game that you can't do in real life. I love that shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna reinstall that shit when we get off the phone. I love that shit.
Oh man, right on. Yeah, like I said, this is all you.
Bro. And then the references they make to shit that we grew up being exposed to, we grew up loving. Like, I love it.
Right. Nah,
you
it's
you didn't play the games heavy or no? Not really?
My nigga, I am not joking. Every time I played a GTA, I had to move 2 weeks later. I didn't have to move when I played it. 2 weeks later, I did. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared, bro. Niggas think I be playing out here. I owned GTA 3 because that's when I was like at the EB game store, like not paying for shit, coming out with receipts, you know what I'm saying? So I had the shit just sitting there on ice for like 6-7 months, and I finally put it in. Get out. Get the hell out. You can't do what I tell you to. You got that. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Same thing with Vice City. Oh, we're about to get to this new spot. No, we not. No, we not. Back to the couch. Can't even make this up. But so when I get my mansion, right, and I know it's paid for, I'm gonna play all the motherfuckers, all 17 of them. Well, maybe not 17, but you get the point.
At this point, you may as well wait for the remakes, because I tried to go back and play the originals on the new shit, and it's brutal.
Right.
It's brutal. The motherfuckers don't move right.
Nah.
Motherfuckers don't move right.
It's like playing Resident Evil 1 right now.
Oh God.
Like, the tank moonwalk. Yeah,
nigga, I was playing Resident Evil 4. That shit is terrible. Resident Evil 4.
It's tough right now.
The mechanics of Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 5, it's retarded. It's like
no, it is. And I was sitting there like, damn, how did I play this? Like, how did I go through? I love this game. What's going on?
Dog, I bought the shit because you were like, oh, you got to, because I stopped at 3. I didn't really play no more after 3 because I like those. Like, that's the trilogy 1, 2, and 3. I love them. Done at 3, right? And you're like, you got to play 4, nigga. I bought that shit. It was like $8. I bought that shit. I played it for 5 minutes. I'm like, why the fuck is he staring at the wall? Turn your ass around. Like, he wouldn't turn around. So, nigga, I erased that shit. It's still in the, you know how you buy it and it stays in the I took that shit off the, it's in the, I took it off the console, and I'm like, you know what, man, I got some time. I'm gonna watch all the cutscenes on YouTube so I can get this story, because I'm not playing this shit again. This shit is terrible.
Nah, hey, bro, I get it. It's so funny because that game, there is no Dead Space, like just to bring it full circle, without Resident Evil 4. Like that was the direct influence to Dead Space. But that camera and control nigga is like a fucking crackhead now.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm wondering how the hell did I play that game 17 times? Because I did play that one 17 times. Like for real. But yeah, I just have to wait till they, drop it into their new shit and get it going that way. It's weird like that. I guess, I don't know. We get used to the fuckery somehow because of the other games we've been playing.
I'm for real about to put GTA 5 back on my shit though.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that
I'm
at all.
about to do that shit. We get off the phone. I love that shit.
Let's do this last one so you can get to your GTA, your jitter. Let's keep it pushing. This actually came in right before we got on camera, before we got into the show. ScreenRant.com says that Marvel Studios only pays comic creators $5,000 for using their stories. Marvel has released 24 films in the MCU, with a 25th, premiering next month, with Shang-Chi and The Legend of Ten Rings hitting theaters. Marvel will release 2 more movies this year, The Eternals and the highly anticipated Tom Holland-led Spider-Man No Way Home, the latter in partnership with Sony. In 2022, they got 5 more, including Doctor Strange and the Black Panther sequel. B. Walt, you're a writer. $5,000 for some shit motherfuckers are making billions on?
So hold on, let's rewind this because I'm a Marvel fan. So let's rewind this for some context. So they're employing people to basically write the framework of all the stories we've been seeing, and only paying them $5,000 to do it.
No, so the best way I can put it is, do you know who Ed Brubaker is?
Yeah.
Okay, created Winter Soldier, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got $5,000 for creating that character. That guy.
But
and a ticket to see the movie.
But
that's what they gave.
The creator of Winter Soldier, Ed Brubaker, is still allowed to create the comic books. And Marvel, I'm confused. The creator of Winter Soldier first appeared in the comics.
Right, exactly.
So he can still do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're not affecting his original money in that respect, right? The movie entity, Marvel is a totally different beast from the Ed Brubaker who created the comics and the shit that comes out, and it's separate, right? Like,
it is separate. But
okay,
they're using his stories and his character to make this movie, or movies in his case, and he's getting 5 racks for it.
But they not taking money out of his pocket for the shit that he's already doing, so he can continue to make Winter Soldier comics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just need to get that out of the way. That's fine. Hearing that Marvel only pays $5,000, it does not surprise me, knowing what I know about the way the entertainment game works. It doesn't surprise me. But somebody like Ed B, who's been around for a minute to make the Winter Soldier, being okay with only making 5 stacks? Like, did he have a choice in the matter? Or did they come to him like, we want to use Winter Soldier? And he was like, nah, nigga, nah. And they was like, man, we about to push you out and do this shit anyway. Like, was it like a kind of a hostile takeover kind of thing? Was like, we're going to do this shit anyway. Here's your 5 stacks, get the fuck out of the way. or
Well, I mean, you brought a bit more perspective for me to think about in terms of like what his regular routine is with Marvel in terms of the comics. But as someone that's created some shit and talked to some big wigs about making it, like nigga, they offered me more than 5,000 and I said no because I knew how much they was gonna make off of that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but
it's almost like they gave him 5 racks on some like, you know, this is just for thanks for being you type money.
well,
Like, because
or,
Marvel already owned the shit. Disney already owned both the comic and the theater, the film side of things.
so this brings me to another. I mean, this puts another question in my head. Does this happen across the board? So, like, say a movie is made and it's based off a novel. The novelist is usually brought on at some level to be like an executive producer or like a consultant or some.
Yep.
You know, is this a similar setup in that respect? So, Crazy Rich Asians, which made billions of dollars, but it's based off of I think his name is Kevin Kwan. He wrote the stories. He's wrote a series of stories, and he's a rich dude now because of the popularity of this series of stories he created. But he's making a very small. Is that how it works? He's making a very small fraction of that billions of dollars that the Crazy Rich Asians made in the movies. Is that how it works?
I can't speak for that. That I don't know because that's not Marvel. But what it sounds like from reading this article, Marvel, because they own both the production side and film and the comic itself, they getting crackhead prices to make these fucking major fucking blockbuster summer hit movies. And they're not giving a fuck about the people that's been doing, creating, writing, and putting these stories and these characters together for fucking years. Ed Brubaker is a fucking G. He's one of the best writers in comics ever. The author he's the author to Books of Doom, which is considered canon in terms of Doctor Doom's origin story. That motherfucker did Westworld. That's his shit. The fact that he's only getting 5 racks for some shit they making billions off of is fucking nuts to me. No royalties, no.
I would need to know what the contract was. I would need to know why if it was a matter of him okaying this or if it was a matter of them moving him out.
I don't think he has a say so. They own both sides. What can he say? What can he really say?
You know, there's always an argument that if you're working for this company and you create something with the company's resources, then the company has ownership over it. This is one of those arguments that, regardless of what field you're in, the companies do that. I mean, you've seen lawsuits about this kind of shit. You've seen legal activity about this kind of stuff across the board. So with that being said, you know, I don't know how I feel about that. I just know how the entertainment game works as a whole, right? And when you're not talking about the OGs, right? I knew a girl, you knew her too. She used to write for a very prominent comic now. He's prominent now. The nigga's doing a bunch of shit. You know who I'm talking about. She used to write his shit for him. He had a contract.
That one.
Yeah, he had a contract with a major TV studio because he was working on one of those talk shows. But she was writing his material for him. And she was sleeping in her car. You feel what I'm saying? So the way we know how the entertainment game works. Motherfuckers at the top have all of that shit, and everybody else is hoping to kind of sort of get there. But under when you're talking about OG Ed B and and the Winter Soldier, he's been in the game for a minute, so he ain't hurting. I mean, he's probably fine. But the entertainment game as a whole, if you're talking comedy, you're talking music, there's a lot of people who are being underpaid per se for the opportunity to latch on to something that's going to hopefully give them a huge payday later down the line. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the entertainment game works, from what I know, from what I've seen. So, and
Bro,
Ed B the OG, he been in for a minute, right? So he's straight. Let's look up how much he's worth right now.
nah, bro, 5 racks for the Winter Soldier story.
Nigga, I'm
Like,
not saying it's okay, but you know that's how the entertainment game works.
that's not even like there's fuck money, and there's like I'm gonna put my dick in your mouth money. That's not even put your dick in my mouth money. Like that's really a crackhead price, yo. Like when I created what I created before me and you started collaborating, right? They offered us more than that for what we put together. Like, and I was a new booty. They didn't want me on creative, right? Because even though I'd already put the entire episode together, like from front to back, they didn't want me on creative. They still offered me more money than that because I created the shit. So for the fact that like niggas like Jordan making Jordan shoes for like $18 and selling them shits for like $250, nigga. That's pretty much the percentage. And this ain't a good look to me in terms of Disney and what they doing, especially coming off the fact of what we just talked about last week with the Scarlett Johansson situation about how they handling her. Like they fucking on her money because they decided to do some new shit with her project that's already been delayed 2 years. Like it is the industry. It is the industry to try to fuck you. That is industry shit. But I think the fact that they're giving Ed Brubaker, someone of that caliber, someone that's got his profile, his credit, his resume, $5,000 is an absolute insult. Even more so than the Scarlet Witch shit. I mean, not Scarlet Witch, Scarlett Johansson shit. Yeah, that's insane to me. That's just fucking insane.
Like I said, I don't pretend to know what goes on in those rooms when they're drafting these contracts and they're talking to these people. But when the entity has the control, the entity is always going to do things that they consider to be in the best interest for the entity. It doesn't. It's not saying that it's right, but it doesn't surprise me.
No, it's I'm not surprised, but to say it's an insult or anything less than that, like, bro, I know that's one of your favorite characters. Like, I know that. Like, that's like one of your favorite sound effects. Right. And it's like he's one of the only reasons why I'm even thinking about why I would want to see a second season of Fat Tweets. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy to me. The fact that Disney is able to get away with that, it's kind of scary actually that they can do that to Ed Brubaker. Like, I'll be honest with you.
Again,
it's pretty
like I
fucking
said,
crazy.
well, I mean, look at fucking Stan Lee, who's basically considered the father of modern mythology, wasn't worth that much. He didn't have that much money at the end of his life, right?
He didn't have as much as you think he would. Yeah,
he didn't have as much as you think he would in comparison to how much Marvel was banking on. But the difference is, Stan also didn't have a medium to make them movies. When they came in and they started making the movies and shit, they the ones that had all, like, it's the same thing. Like we talked about that. Like I think Netflix does the same shit where somebody will create something, they'll buy it from them for a very small amount of money in comparison to what they're going to make. That's the way the industry works. The industry, I mean, we can't romanticize the shit. The shit is a business, right? And the industry is a fucking machine. So when you create something, that's a cog in the machine to push it forward. Yeah, they're going to make hundreds of millions of dollars off your shit. You're going to make 50K. That's how it works. And the working writers and the working creators, the ones who stay connected to that machine, it behooves them to continue to be creative and to continue to create and make more and make more and make more, because that's how they make their bread. But the argument is that the machine gonna move without you. Remember, we have a mutual friend who was in the game for a minute, and you said to me, I don't know why the fuck this nigga got out of this shit just to get this job. He was doing this shit on his own, and then he associated himself with da 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 da, and now it's a job, and he's making a fraction of what he could make. But the thing is, when you're talking big bucks, when you're talking about somebody creating something so unique that a Marvel or a Disney or a Sony or whatever has to give them a shit ton of money, that shit ton of money they get is still a fraction of what these motherfuckers gonna make after they get it. It's still a fraction. And the reason why is because they have all the fucking leverage, right? Look at the comedy game. Look at the comedy game. We know this shit very well. These comedians, some of these motherfuckers that we work with are literally geniuses when it comes to the comedy shit. Geniuses! But they will go on stage, take their $25, which probably
it is $25. It literally is $25.
Look, which don't even cover gas, right? But they doing that in hopes to get pulled into that world and elevate into that world, so they are making the millions. So they are mentioned in the same breath with the Kevin Hart. Nobody knows if it's actually going to happen. They want it to happen. They hope it happens, which is why they're taking $25 to come out there and pour their heart and soul out on stage. They hoping that they get to a certain level where they making millions. But even Kevin Hart is worth what now? Like 100 million? It was just ballpark figure.
Close to $1 billion, I would anticipate, at least.
He pushing up there. He pushing up there. I don't know. I could probably look it up, but I don't feel like it.
I would say it without. It's got to be half a bill.
I'm gonna look it up now. I'm gonna look it up now just because I'm curious. But my point is, regardless of how much Kevin Hart is worth personally, the amount of money that he has made for everybody else kills that shit. Kevin Hart's net worth was estimated to be $185 million as of this year. $185 million. He's been in movies that have eclipsed that easily. And he's been doing it for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it works. It's the machine. You got to figure out how to get in there and make your bread from the machine. Or you try to go your own route and create something that's truly unique. And ultimately, the machine buys that shit out anyway. I think the one thing in our lifetime that I can remember that was truly, truly, truly unique, and then it actually became the machine itself, was when Zuckerberg created Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We had the MySpaces and all that kind of stuff, and we had the social media kind of sort of starting at that point. But when he created the monster in Facebook, it changed the fucking game. That's the only thing that I can actually remember in our lifetime that had that kind of impact, to where now you not having Facebook is considered weird. Like, well, you ain't on Facebook, you know. But what did Facebook do? They started gobbling up every other thing that would be considered competition and putting it back out there, but they own it now. That's what the machine does. That's the only time that I can remember, and like I said, in our lifetime, where someone did that. And I mean, I'm sure there's got to be some other I mean, you know, the creation of Apple, they did it, you know, that kind of stuff. But I can't remember where somebody in our lifetime really created their own lane, and then, you know, they became this, you know what I'm saying? There's Marvel, there's Sony, then there's eclectic events. You know what I'm saying? You get what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm trying to think of a time where that actually happened. Not to say that it can't, but it's like when you prove that you can make a shit ton of money, these big boys is going to try to buy you out. That's what they're going to do. And most people are going to be like, okay, because that's a lot more money than I thought I was going to see. It's just how the game works.
Um, I like how you threw eclectic events in there. Uh, yeah, man. I it's this is shocking. I can't lie. I just like how many movies has the Winter Soldier been in, man? Like how many episodes and series has he done? Like, and the thing is, he ain't even the most popular, but he kind of is. He's definitely not at the bottom. So for the fact that
Winter Soldier is Lancer Supreme, right? He is the Lancer to lance all Lancers.
he is definitely top 3 Lancer, especially in the MCU for sure.
Right.
So yeah, man. I remember when someone approached Ed Brubaker, about this, and he was kind of reluctant to say anything. Now I know why. Because I'd be pissed too if someone gave me $5,000 and a ticket to see my guy in a movie that I created because it's a story I wrote 20 fucking years ago.
But like I said, the argument can be made that yeah, he was popular. He was niche popular in the sense that comic book heads was fucking with Winter Soldier, but Ed Brubaker did not have the tools around him to be the mold to push, Winter Soldier into the popularity that he now has. Therefore, because Marvel / Disney / whoever did that, that's the argument. Here's your 5 stacks for creating it. We're gonna make 500 billion for using it.
Five racks and a ticket, my nigga, to the theater. Like the ticket, like that's the like pull out and blow it on her back type shit. I don't care what anybody says. That's the insult. The ticket, nigga, not 2. You gonna give me 1 ticket to my shit? Oh, he's a cold motherfucker for
that's
that.
That's why I was asking you if you had any understanding. Like, I mean, because you see movies that come out all the time that are based off of novels or based off of video games, based off of that kind of shit, and all of those things require writers and
you at least getting 5 digits for that though. It's upwards between 10 and 30,000 for those. That's what I mean. Like they can't get, like, there's certain rules, like if they can't give you nothing less than that, right? Like it's just they have to follow certain guidelines. But since the fact that Marvel's in this unique situation where they own the comic book company and they own the production company for the films, everything is technically in-house, so they can make up their own rules and regulations about how much they want to give somebody.
That's exactly it. Anybody that works for a corporation, they make their 90K, 100K, 125K a year doing whatever it is they do, but the work that they do helps that corporation secure millions on a yearly basis.
Shit's insane.
So basically what it is he got a bonus. He basically got a bonus.
Yeah.
And a bonus and a ticket to the show. I know, I've had homies that work on the corporate side. They get their $6,000 bonuses every year, and they get tickets to see the Dodgers play. It's kind of the same thing.
It is.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, bro. I'm good. I can't. That ain't me. I'll figure out the other side. But
well, I mean, I since we started this conversation, I'm thinking about any field where that doesn't happen at some level. Music, it happens like when you're a new artist and you come out and you want to be this unique person. You basically sell your soul to whoever signs you. Come out with some shit that's gonna pop, and then down the line, they're like, okay, now we could try something a little bit different. You sound like Drake and Future right now. We're going to milk all the money we can out of that bullshit. And then if you're still around, go ahead and try some experimental shit. But it's a business. It's all about making money. And you just a commodity. That's what it is. So, again, like, I agree with you. I don't think the shit is fair per se, but is anything fair?
No,
Is anything
no,
fair?
I'm not. I don't expect them to say, "Hey, you're a partner in this. You're going to get 40% of the new pie," right? But nigga, that amount of money is disrespectful. And then to give me a ticket to the theater is insult to injury. Like, you gonna give me a ticket, my nigga? I can't even. How does they even present that and think it's cool? Like, what fucking green soldier you sending to his desk to say I gotta hand him this shit? Like, that shit's insane to me, bro. Like, that part. But I mean, you're not wrong. It happens across industries and particularly with creative, and that's just how corporate shit goes. But it doesn't really change how I feel. But we could go on and on about this.
It shouldn't change how you feel.
It's just yeah, because there's no, like, if he don't bring the ingredients, there ain't no food to cook. You know what I mean? And if he's the only one that can bring those ingredients, like, how does he not? This nigga can't eat? Really?
I mean, you trying to use the food, you trying to use a food analogy and shit. The best cook to be the motherfuckers in the back, undocumented motherfuckers in the back, and they don't walk away with all the money. Shayla stuck up French restaurant may make hundreds of thousands of dollars a week. They may even have Gordon Ramsay come on and act like, I'm a part of this shit. But the niggas that do the actual cooking ain't getting nothing. They getting their fucking minimum wage, and they got to wear checkered pants and black shirts and come out of there working 14-hour days, and they ain't making no bread. That's how it works. It's not right, but that's how it works.
Oh boy!
Guess how I know they wear checkered pants and a black shirt? Because when the nigga was in college, I had to do that shit. But I bet you I was stealing sandwiches out of that motherfucking refrigerator too.
I bet you they was letting you steal them sandwiches.
Nigga, look, we had us a little gang back there. Hey, look out, G, look out. I ain't never seen no 19-year-old college niggas eating fucking French cuisine. That was us. For my $7.50 an hour.
And that is the end of our show, episode 27. On a different note than usual, I can say that for sure. Brotherhood language approaching conversation kinetically about fiction. BLACKAZFUK. You can find us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Our website is www.blackafhq.com. You can join us every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you want to be a part of our show, live on Zoom. My name is Alexander Safa. That steel sandwich motherfucker right there with the B on his hat, that is B. Walt. We appreciate y'all supporting us. Continue to like, comment, and share our content if you're feeling it. If you like the food, let people know about the food, since we on this food metaphor as we close out. We appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Strength and blessings. Have a good week. We'll see you next time.
Waiting for me to push the stop recording button.
I'm gonna throw a fake gang signs.
Take your time, they changed the shit, bro. Like, okay, I'm mad at this shit right now. Like, cause now I don't know how to stop the recording. Hold on. Oh, there you go. They moved it to the top. Don't be changing shit on old people.
Brotherhood approaching conversation kinetically about fiction. This is Black as